In a world of glitz and glam, flashing lights and screaming fans, most people are unaware of the war that rages behind the scenes. And that war includes your favorite artist and your favorite songs. This is The Dark Side of Songwriting. Hosted by Nayim Edwards.
Welcome to The Dark Side of Songwriting. My name is Nayim Edwards. I am your host, and today all hail the queen of rock and roll, Tina Turner. She has crossed over to the other side of eternity. And there's two things that I need to remind people of. The grim message, obviously, that she hated the music industry. But then the beautiful message of actually packing up and walking away when something's not serving you. So, we all know about Ike and all of that stuff, but I want to remind people that, especially back then, people was doing music not just because they was talented, because it actually had to be something you loved to do. You could have went and did anything you wanted to do, just like now. I mean, now they do it for money, but back then, if somebody was a dancer, or instrumentalist, a songwriter, a singer, any of that, they was doing that because of that passion inside of you. Because why would anybody in their right mind want to be a musician or be in the music industry? You know, Tina Turner with her husband Ike, who was obviously in the music industry as well. So much turbulence, so much toxicity, so much of everything that is wrong. Tina Turner did not enjoy her career. These are her words. She did not enjoy making music. She did not enjoy being in the industry. And the reason she did not enjoy being in the industry is because people was walking around like they were scared of Ike. People knew Tina Turner was getting beat up. They knew she was being abused. They knew she was being taken advantage of. They knew she was being forced to do this. We all seen what's love got to do with it. We saw everything. Well, if you was alive then, I wasn't. But we saw the movie. So we heard her account, and we heard her tales, and we heard her cries. And Ike was actually walking around. He didn't care. And everybody saw him, but nobody did nothing. Nobody tried to interfere. Nobody did nothing to this man. Otherwise, he wouldn't have died of natural causes. You know what I'm saying? So she's being forced to see and live in this world where all they care about is producing. As today's music industry, all they care about is the deliverables. All you know, let's get to the end goal. I don't care what you're going through. Is the song done? I don't care. Get out there and put them shades on if your eye black. You know, who cares about that? And don't you dare say nothing about it. You know, that is the world that Tina Turner was living in for almost 20 years till she got that strength to actually get up and walk away. You know, when she left him, she gave him all the money. She gave him all her publishing. She gave him everything. She was homeless. She was on welfare. She just completely just quit the music industry when she left. She didn't want nothing that would tie them together when they actually got their divorce and they actually walked away. And that's something to think about for people who feel like, and it's not just music, it's anything. If you feel like something, like if you're in a crazy situation in general, definitely please make an exit plan, because you don't want to end up the one thing that you loved, like you love breathing, you ended up hating, and you end up walking away from it because of the environment, because of the people around you. This music industry don't care about nobody, and I promise you, it's all type of people in the music industry right now that are going through the same thing that Tina Turner is, or did. She did, but they went through the same thing she did. All type of stuff be going on that they can't even speak about. That's not conspiracy theory. This is real life. We got to actually watch it. We've seen what these people do. We've seen what these people who are faceless do. Ike wanted to be a star, but he was never going. He was a star, but he was never going to be her. You know. She talked about at the end of her life recently how she was at peace with the fact that she was going to go, because keep in mind she was 83, so she lived or whatever. But she talked about how she was at peace, and she talked about how I'm finally happy. I'm finally happy with myself. I finally looked in the mirror and I love myself now. And she went off and got her some white boyfriend or whatever. That's neither here nor there. But she finally found what made her feel good. You know, we don't need to act on every, and I'm not discouraging nobody's dream, but you don't need to act on every idea that you get. She was in a situation where she was forced, and especially being forced in the industry that did not, nobody loved. Because my thing is, nobody loved Tina Turner. I don't care what nobody say. Why didn't nobody do nothing to Ike if they loved Tina Turner so bad? That's that BS. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, people love you after you dead. People loved you. Oh my God, she's so resilient. She's so this, she's so that. But all them people, a lot of them probably did. But like, whoever record label she was with, them, that record label didn't care nothing about her. They didn't care. They don't care nothing about none of us. They don't care nothing about nobody but the bottom line and making sure that number hit the black every time. And she suffered, but I'm glad that at the end of her life she was able to find peace. I'm glad at the end of her life she was able to find and experience somebody actually taking care of her and actually loving her, and it not being about their ego, and it not being about money, and it not being about do this tap dance for the corporate, you know, just all this stupid stuff. This music industry is godless. If you believe this music industry, there is no love in it. None. If you was somehow, some way to make it, and you had to be a part of someone else's machine, make no mistake about it, they will tell you to shut your mouth and suck it up and keep it going. These aren't conspiracies. These aren't rumors. Them people they're not gonna care. If something was going on right now, your favorite artist could be suffering from some type of mental illness, baby mama, baby daddy, uncle, somebody beating them up, doing the worst to them. Psychological warfare all over top of them. They got to put that smile on and go perform. They got to put the smile, they got to get up and just go. And these aren't things that people think about. When you think about, like, being an artist is so dehumanizing. And that's basically what it is. Dehumanization and objectification. Tina Turner, they objectified her. We're not, the lies stop here. The lies stop here. We can't sit here and pretend that every time we get somebody, an icon, that transitions over to the other side of eternity, that there was just so this. Fans loved them, but the workplace didn't. Make none of them. Whitney Houston, the workplace didn't love Whitney Houston. The workplace didn't love Prince. The workplace didn't love Michael Jackson. The workplace didn't love James Brown. The workplace didn't love Aretha Franklin. The workplace didn't love Sam Cooke. The workplace don't love Kodak Black. The workplace didn't love Takeoff. The workplace, Kodak Black's not dead, but the workplace does not love anyone because it's the workplace, and that's all they cared about. They felt like she should have shut up and kept working. We're going to tell the story, tell it right. They didn't care about her. None of them. None of them. No lies. That's why I hate when stuff happens and they want to put out, oh, look at our icon and all this stuff. No, don't do that. It's kind of like with Martin Luther King. They've watered down and lied about Martin Luther King so much, and lied about Martin Luther King's story so many times and so much. They just kept repeating the lie, repeating the lie, repeating the lie, repeating the lie, repeating the lie. Oh, he cheated on his wife. Since when did somebody cheat on their wife and you're the most hated person on the planet and they don't put out no video, no audio, nothing, no surveillance? They still have it because it didn't happen. They just repeat the lie so much. Repeat the lie that him and Malcolm X hated each other. That was never the case. But they just repeat the lie, repeat the lie, repeat the lie. We might disagree on how to get there, on what route to take, but we do understand that we still have the same end goal. Just repeat the lie, repeat the lie, repeat the lies. He was literally the most hated person in the planet. Most hated. But as soon as he died, all the publications, oh, we loved him. He was so great. Look what he did. And literally, if you don't know this, and this is my point about what is going to happen with Tina Turner and what has been happening, because when you live to be that old, you already have specials and all of this stuff. But the thing with Martin Luther King was they wait 20 years later to start completely picking it apart and trying to make it seem like he was some soft milk toast plush toy or something when that never happened. They're gonna do that with Tina Turner too, like they do with everybody. Because if you love Tina Turner, you wouldn't have had her in that situation in the first place. You think Ike the only person who can sing and play the bass? HBO, she died and HBO already was ready to go. No respect. None. She's an icon to me. And I respect and I still hold our icons up, especially people who stand tall and stand with their back up and they got the courage to say, I'm not dealing with this. I'm not. You can have it all. To give your publishing away, how you gonna eat and say, I'm gonna be on food stamps? I'd rather be on food stamps than be in this situation. Not ideal for how most people want to live, but it will be respected. And I never really say rest in peace to anybody, but rest in peace to Tina Turner. Very important person in our music history. This is the dark side of songwriting.